What is the first step to creating a meaningful life? What is that first step? Is it taking that crazy big job? Is it going on an immense trip? Is it, starting a family? What is that step that's going to make your life meaningful? This is going to be a simple answer, but I hope you're taking notes. The step to a meaningful life is this: self-awareness. Self-awareness. Getting to know yourself on such a deep level that no matter what happens in your external world, you know who you are, you know what your mission is, you know what you're about, you know what you value, and you easily know what choices to make because you're aware of who you are and what you stand for. In all of my years of going to school, in all of my years of working, in all of my years of traveling to different countries, the people that I've met that were at a level of consciousness that were much deeper than mine always made me feel connected to this higher energy, connected to this higher meaning. And when I would have conversations with friends and colleagues and even clients that were highly self-aware, it made me question, gosh, what else is out there for me? What else can I learn about? What other path can I take? What questions do I have? And so I went on this quest of asking myself, the first question that I've ever asked myself when I started on this path of becoming who I am today is, what does success mean to me? That was my entry point. That was my entry point to personal development and personal growth. That was the moment where I started to really challenge the ideas of what I thought success was or what I was taught about success, and started to define it on my own terms, based on my own awareness of what I liked, what I didn't like, what I enjoyed and what I didn't enjoy. Self-awareness is really your key to your own happiness. It's your key to everything and anything that you want to change in your life. As much as you can learn from people like me, from coaches, from all the experts out there on health, on finances, on careers, the most important person you'll learn from is yourself. And to know that you have all the answers. I know that maybe sounds cliche, but you really do. You have all the answers already. It's just a matter of being courageous enough to ask yourself, what do you really want right now? What do you really want to build in your life? What is meaningful to you? What matters? What brings you joy? What brings you sadness? And being completely honest with yourself and letting those emotions flow, letting your life flow, just letting it all out. I coach a lot of different kinds of people, but mostly, a lot of highly ambitious people with good hearts. And one of the challenges we all face is that somewhere down the line, our voice that we hear in our minds and our hearts no longer was our own voice. It became the voice of others. It became the voice of maybe a colleague or a parent or a teacher or a boss. All of these voices combined to tell you who you need to be, to tell you what you need to chase after, to tell you what matters in this world. When in reality, what really matters is what you want, what you desire, what you want to create, who you want to be, what you want to experience. You see, a lot of the pain and struggles that we have in this world is that people are chasing things that aren't aligned with who they are. They're not congruent with their highest values, that are most likely the dreams of other people. And so what I really want to stress to you is that you get to choose what your dream is. But part of choosing that dream is choosing to be self-aware to the emotions that you have on a day-to-day basis. If you're not feeling good, if you're not feeling positive, if you're not feeling like that pull of the future, that is a clear sign that you need to get quiet with yourself and ask yourself, what do you want? What are you here for? What are you trying to build? And as you become a student of your own life, you become a student of your own joys and your own sadnesses and your own triggers and, everything in between, you start to experience your life at a much more deeper level. And that's what I want for all of you. Anyone listening, anyone watching, just starting this practice of self-awareness, acknowledging your emotions, seeing yourself, studying your behaviors. Why do you react to certain people in a certain way? What triggers you? All of these questions. And the more and more you understand who you are, the more and more you can be that person. But if you don't study yourself, if you don't study what it is that makes you thrive, if you don't study just the things that bring you joy, you can't expect yourself to reach that level of actualization. This journey, this quest for understanding who you are is lifelong. Your purpose, your mission, your worldly assignments, will change from stage to stage of your life, but the essence of who you are will always be there. You'll just be maybe a different age or a different life stage. Maybe you'll be a parent, maybe you'll be a grandparent. All of these different roles that we take in our life. But ultimately, practice your self-awareness. Be mindful of how you feel. If you don't feel good, try to do something to make yourself feel better. Be mindful of your patterns of thinking. Be mindful of how you're feeling over time. Because if you get to that place where you can will yourself to feel good and you can will yourself to be more in alignment with what is true to you, you start to shine. You start to become a light to others. You start to inspire others with your presence, with your smile, with how you show up in the world. And so when you're out and about in your day, be nice to people. When you're out and about in your day, be nice to yourself. If you feel like your mind is rushing and there's so many things to think about, take a beat, pause, slow down, breathe. It's gonna be okay. I feel like in this modern life, there's so many things to worry about, so many distractions, so many people to tend to, but the most important person to tend to is yourself. Make sure you're taking care of your own mental and emotional well-being. Make sure that you are taking care of your physical self. Make sure you're taking care of the relationships that are most important to you. And just make sure that you're checking in. You're checking in with you. How are you doing? This entire time that I started practicing self-awareness, probably since my years in high school when I was dreaming big about what I wanted to be when I grew up. I had, and I continue to have big dreams, and they've evolved over time. But one of the things I'm most grateful for is that because I was so self-aware back then, and I continued to develop the practice of asking myself the hard questions. Who am I? What do I want now? What is meaningful to me? I've been able to develop a life experience that I'm truly, truly proud of. There are moments where I'm not proud of, but when I look at the entirety of how I've been living up to this point, up to this day, up to this moment that I'm speaking here with you, I'm content. I'm happy. I know that there's so much more as I go deeper and deeper into my own self-awareness of who I am and what I'm capable of. And the great thing is that we're all capable of this. It's not just me. You have it too. But it's your journey. It's your quest. It's your mission to figure out and to seek and to be curious about who you are and what you're capable of. The whole reason why I even started this business of coaching and teaching and doing workshops and seminars on success and positivity and happiness is that what I realized that it's doing, at least for me, is that it's opening me up to things that I would have never opened up to before. And so as I close this episode up, think about what are the life experiences that you want to have? What kind of person do you want to become? How do you want to make an impact in this world? And you can start to answer those questions when you practice self-awareness, when you understand your emotions, when you understand yourself, and you understand what drives you and motivates you to do great things. So I urge you, practice self-awareness. Be mindful of how you're showing up and who you are being each day. And push yourself to be better. Push yourself to improve. I guarantee you'll experience life at a deeper level when you have this as part of your daily practice of self-awareness and acknowledging who you are and who you want to be in the world. All right, everyone. Thank you for listening.